Good afternoon, I'm Vashan Brown with the Midday News. A special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. Voting is continuing in the by-election in southeast Clarendon, which got underway this morning at 7 o'clock. The contest is between the Jamaica Labour Party's Pernell Charles Jr. and independent candidate Derek Lambert. Now, the seat became vacant last month following the resignation of long-serving MP for the constituency, Rudyard Spencer. Our reporter Dwayne Anderson has been in the constituency and now joins us live with the latest. Dwayne?
Good afternoon, Vashan, and good afternoon to our viewers on television Jamaica. So let's start with some geographical information for people in TV land who will be wondering where the southeast by-election is in Clarendon. So Southeast Clarendon starts out there at the board of St. Catherine and Clarendon in Freetown. Then it extends to central Clarendon out there in Mineralites, and then beelines down to the tip of Clarendon down there in Rocky Point on the coastline. Now, where am I? I'm at Vere Technical High School. Vere Technical High is one of 135 polling stations here in the constituency today. Now, earlier, I was out in the field and our news center, we caught up with some officials, the Ombudsman and the EOJ staff. Let's take their interview to see what they had to say about activities so far.
Everything has been going smoothly so far. We open on time. All our 135 stations were open at 7 a.m. this morning. And so far, everything seems to be very peaceful in the constituency. So we anticipate, hopefully, that this will continue for the rest of the day.
Okay. Any concern?
No concern so far. We anticipate that the turnout has so far been fairly low, and we anticipate that it will improve in the afternoon.
In terms of material, all materials out?
All materials are in place. There's no hiccup in terms of our operations.
The election center, which is really a Jamaican invention, is convened in Clarendon today because of the by-election in Clarendon Southeastern. It is a body that is co-chaired by myself, political ombudsman, and the director of elections, and is constituted by electoral commission. Now, among the members of that body, we have the Jamaica Umbrella Group of Churches, the Broadcasting Commission, CAFE, National Integrity Action. We have the JDF, the JCF, and representatives of the parliamentary parties, the JLP and the PNP.
Anything you're not comfortable with so far?
No, there were a couple of minor matters mentioned which have been addressed, and everything has been sorted. As far as I'm aware, everything is going quite well.
For this by-election, 41,000 persons are registered to vote, and we can possibly say we will not get 41,000 persons voting today, because earlier while I was out in the field, we stopped at several polling stations and the theme throughout slow going. There's a sprinkling of supporters, mostly Jamaica Labour Party supporters, as you can see behind me. Some of them are here. That's because the People's National Party is not participating in this by-election, so it's only the Jamaica Labour Party and an independent candidate, Derek Lambert, and his supporters are scarce, so we've not been able to catch up with any of them. Going through the constituency, we've also noted security presence is high, soldiers and police there on guard, ensuring that smooth sailing throughout the day. I'll be here all day getting a feel of what's happening, and as soon as I get something, I'll be sure to bring it back to you guys. So until then, it's to the studios.
Thank you so much. That was our reporter, Dwayne Anderson. He is in the southeast Clarendon constituency, where a by-election is underway. Now, the JLP's Pernell Charles Jr. is up against an independent candidate, Derek Lambert, and we'll continue to track the developments in that constituency and, of course, give you more in primetime news at 7. In Guyana, control of the world's fastest growing economy and its massive offshore oil fields are up for grabs as voters go to the polls today in a general election. The Guyana Elections Commission says there are 661,378 registered voters, all of whom are eligible to cast their ballots at 2,339 polling stations across the country. The elections appear to be a straight fight between 74-year-old David Granger's A Partnership for National Unity plus Alliance for Change and the People's Progressive Party, whose presidential candidate is 39-year-old Ifran Ali. final election results are not expected before Friday, although the Commission is allowed 15 days to do so. At least two stakeholders are of the view that the coronavirus will eventually reach Jamaica. Both the Jamaica Association of Local Government Officers, JALGO, and the Jamaica Employers Federation say when the virus hits Jamaica, the impact on the economy will be devastating. We have the details in this report.
The way the world is organized now, it is likely that we are going to be seriously affected.
That's the belief of General Secretary at the Jamaica Association of Local Government Officers, JALGO, Helene Davis-White, about the spread of COVID-19 coronavirus. There are now 3 confirmed cases of the COVID-19 in the Dominican Republic, 2 in St. Martin and 1 in St. Bart's. It's why President of the Jamaica Employers Federation, Jeff David One, shares the same view as Mrs. Helene Davis-White. Speaking on TVJ's Smile Jamaica Monday morning, Mr. One said it is highly likely that the deadly virus will reach Jamaica. And when it does, a lot of industries will be affected.
Based on the rate of spread of the virus that we've seen, we believe it is highly likely it will be here in Jamaica. It will impact many industries, tourism, manufacturing, ports, and it will have a very strong impact on the entire economy, because the mining, for example, if you can't get the ships to transport the output of your mines, that's also another big factor.
Especially because in Jamaica, our economy depends a lot on imported inputs, and so once that supply chain is affected, we are going to be affected seriously.
Consequently, Mr. One said business owners will have to either offer voluntary redundancy or mutually agree to separation. Mrs. Davis-White explained that the law does allow for employers to lay off workers if a company is experiencing difficulties due to an event such as a COVID-19 coronavirus outbreak.
The law does allow for redundancy for layoff, and then redundancy can kick in. If the company believes that their situation is not going to be improved, then they can go the route of redundancy up front.
In the meantime, Mr. One said the Employers Federation is depending on guidelines from the Ministries of Health and the local government before advising businesses on the protocol in dealing with the COVID-19.
We're depending on the authorities at the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Local Government that some have already issued guidelines, as well as internationally we've picked up stuff that from experts in spread of disease that many companies are putting together their plans, but we're depending on the authorities to give us the guidelines that we can then share with our members for those who have not yet put it together to try and get a program together.
O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, more reports of the coronavirus have emerged in the Caribbean, with St. Martin and St. Bart's joining the Dominican Republic in recording cases. This has prompted the director of the Pan American Health Organization, Dr. Carissa Etienne, to express concern about the region's capacity to deal with an outbreak of the virus. Now, 3 cases have been reported in the Dominican Republic, 2 in St. Martin and 1 in St. Bart's. As a result of the cases in the Caribbean, the number of countries with the coronavirus has increased to 60. Dr. Etienne said several countries in the Caribbean have the capacity to test for the virus. These include Jamaica, Barbados, Suriname, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, Dominica, Belize, Bahamas, as well as Haiti. And a second person in the U.S. is now dead from the coronavirus. The confirmed cases in the U.S. now stands at 89. Both deaths are in King County, Washington, just outside Seattle. Those patients caught coronavirus from person-to-person spread. The total cases include those the CDC confirmed and those local authorities label as presumptive cases. Meanwhile, New York has announced its first case. A woman is in isolation in Manhattan after testing positive. And on the opposite coast, 3 more infected patients in Santa Clara County, California. Florida also announced 2 cases Sunday night as well as 2 new cases in Oregon and 2 in the state of Rhode Island. And we take a break on the midday news, but we'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. Continuing the news now. St. Mary recorded its first double murder since the start of the year on Saturday night. The victims have been identified as 33-year-old Damian Wilson and his friend, 54-year-old Donovan Hafizullah. The incident took place along the Fort George Main Road in Anotta Bay, has left residents devastated. It's understood that about 9:30 p.m., the men were among a group of people drinking along the roadside when gunmen drove up in a car and started firing at them.
I just stay on my stall and the sound next door I play. And then a friend come by and say, "Pay a gunshot of fire." And then one of my friend run off. And when him come back, he turn to me and say, me know say a party get shot. And I tell him, say, "Look here, my youth, stop ramp with me." And I say, "No, serious, him gone up to hospital." And when I finish tie down my stall and go to hospital, I go see my brother lie down.
She believes the security forces are failing in the parish.
We need something for done in our Anotta Bay. Too much crime, too much violence. At the end of the day, nothing now come out of it. You understand what I say? Everybody drop. You not hear say a man get locked up for this or a man that. It just done right there so.
There have been over 5 murders in the parish since the start of the year. The William Nib High School community is in mourning after one of its students drowned in a river in Perchtown, Trelawney. Last Thursday, 16-year-old Jonathan Eccleston drowned after going fishing with his friends. His body was found Friday. A post-mortem examination is to be conducted. Since the incident, the police have been providing counseling sessions for both the school and Jonathan's family.
We have met with the mother and her entire family in reserve and offered grief counseling to them and to walk them through the process of what will happen and how the investigation is going on. This morning we joined William Nib High School for another session of grief counseling, and then we are going to move over to the family house again, where we will do a second session.
Jonathan's form teacher, Shari Buckner, says he was a good student, but in the midst of the unfortunate incident, Ms. Buckner believes there is a lesson to be learned.
To be honest, he was a wonderful student. He was a quiet one. So his death is very unfortunate for us, especially his classmates. I hope his death will wake up some of them, especially his friends. And in the future, I hope they will listen, because a part of this was because of disobedience.
We have to be more sensitive. We have to be more sensitive and cognizant of the family members and how these will help to magnify the pain and the suffering. I would ask them to cease.
One family is this afternoon questioning what really happened to their relative after she went missing. The missing woman is visually impaired and a student of the University of the West Indies. Here is TVJ's Kirkwright.
Family members staged a protest in 11 Miles Bull Bay, St. Thomas, Sunday evening in a bid to get information about their missing relative, 22-year-old Jasmine Dean. Jasmine, who is a student of the University of the West Indies Mona campus, went missing last Thursday after she boarded a taxi. It's understood that the 22-year-old is visually impaired.
We need some justice. We're seeking some help because it's a blind girl and him take her up from the school gate. Him say him left her somewhere else. He's not supposed to left her. You take her from the UE campus gate. Where you left her? You can't show where you left her.
But there's some conflicting information.
A juice man put her in a taxi and say, the taxi man good. You see, bring her to the last location. Him say him now work. You get what I say? But if him now work, why him end up and take up little girl? Maya wouldn't go in a taxi if it say it has to be the last location. Maya have a smart card. Maya take taxi. You get what I say?
Any other juice man, they never stop the taxi and tell her going there, she would never take it. She won't take it. She'd end up go back to the school.
The family is adamant that the police did not handle the situation appropriately.
Them shouldn't just let go the taxi man, so. Them shouldn't let go the taxi man, so. Because taxi man must know something. We are want back Maya, we are want her back. Because she not see nobody and trouble nobody. No time. She not trouble nobody. We are want justice, madam. We are want back Jasmine Dean. Is it?
Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Jasmine Dean is being asked to contact the Mona Police at 876-927-2298, the nearest police station, or police emergency number 119. Kirk Wright, TVJ News.
What was supposed to be a 2-day road improvement work by the National Works Agency NWA rolled over into a 3rd day, which caused traffic congestion and confusion among commuters in Kingston this morning. The Hagley Park Road, Maxfield Avenue and Eastwood Park Road intersection, which converges at the St. Andrew Parish Church in Halfatree, was still closed this morning to facilitate road improvement works, which were to be completed on Sunday. Motorists traveling towards Eastwood Park, Malines, Constant Spring, Halfatree and Hagley Park roads were diverted along several roadways. Taxi operators said the change this morning affected their business.
Mash up the work. That's that. Mash up the work. Nothing go on. Nothing make the money right now. Early morning. Nothing go on. Be a traffic that kill me.
Senior Superintendent of Police in charge of traffic, Courtney Kubre, was on location and apologized on behalf of the NWA. The police have since opened one lane to facilitate the movement of traffic along Maxfield Avenue. SSP Kubre said the roadwork is expected to be completed today. Time now for sports. 135 athletes seeking to qualify for the Tokyo Olympics and Paralympic Games this summer received a cash injection to aid in their efforts. This following Sunday's start of a government-funded assistance program valued at more than $50 million. The announcement was made by Sports Minister Olivia Babsy-Grange.
According to Sports Minister Olivia Babsy-Grange, able-bodied athletes across 7 sporting disciplines, as well as Paralympians, which number 135, will receive an equal amount of Jamaican $20,000 per week over an 18-week period.
We are treating all athletes equally important. So the same amount of money will be disbursed to their accounts on a weekly basis.
Minister Grange says athletes chasing Olympic qualification will start receiving their funds as of this week, while the Paralympians will start receiving as of April 1, given that the Paralympics comes up 1 month later. The announcement was welcomed by World Championship discus silver medalist Frederick Dakers and Olympian sprint hurdler Megan Topper.
It's reassuring that the government is actually seeing what we're doing, and we're actually being rewarded for that. And it's really to me the Olympics, so I hope they take it and do what they're supposed to.
I wish to thank the minister, her committee, and the national federations who, with little time and no money, brought this to fruition for the efforts they put into developing this critical initiative. Athletes, the toil, the struggle, day in and out. I'd like to thank each and every one of you as well for making sport a part of your life, and in some cases, your whole life. Forging ahead with pride, building brand Jamaica.
President of the Jamaica Olympians Association, Marvin Anderson, who also welcomed this latest initiative, wants the assistance program to be developed into a long-term one.
One of the things we can do, whether it's through the ministry or through this committee, is that we put together a framework that is sustainable, a framework that can go through respective years, respective Olympic cycle, so that all we'll have to do is to populate that framework with the relevant and immediate athletes.
This latest assistance program is in addition to the Jamaica Athlete Insurance Plan, which involves more than 1,500 athletes. I am Keon Reina reporting for TVJ Sports.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Vashon Brown. Join us at 7 for Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, have a good afternoon and a great week.